Hello YouTube, I'm Zach, you're watching ZakDTV, your spot for interesting news from around the net. Thanks for stopping in. Today's a really stressful episode for me. I have decided I'm going to share this video with my friends on Facebook. Now I've been making videos here for about 2 months, but this is the first time that I know people that I know personally are actually going to see this. So I hope you guys like it. Be honest with me. Let me know what you think. I know most of you guys are brutally honest anyway, so feel free to let me know. And with that, let's get right into it. My first story, I want to talk about what Florida does to people. Florida's that state everyone loves to hate, and it just seems to have this effect on people from there, you know? Well, today I ran into a story about a genius from Rhode Island. His name's Edward Quinton. Edward's a 44-year-old man who went out drinking after helping some of his friends move down to Key West. After becoming sufficiently intoxicated that he was unable to find his keys, which is a good sign you shouldn't be driving home, he decided he'd steal a forklift from a nearby marina in order to get back to his buddy's place from the bar. Police received a call around 9 o'clock p.m. It's crazy to think he was that drunk by 9 o'clock. It was about a man wearing flip-flops, tank top, and blue jeans, who just drove a forklift through the gate at the local marina. He only made it a couple blocks before the sheriffs caught up with him, and they detained him. When he was asked why he took the forklift, he said, well, because he knew how to drive one, and he had to get home somehow. When asked about the gate, he said he'd go back in the morning and fix it, because he's a genius. This genius ended up with 2 counts of DUI. He was twice the legal limit. They still hit you with a DUI even if you're driving a forklift. Felony criminal mischief, burglary, grand theft, and no bail. I guess he's a flight risk. He's not from a local area. I guess the moral of this story is, stay out of Florida. It can even ruin a genius. My next story is absolutely horrifying. I do not wish this on anyone. But if it does happen to you, this woman handled it perfectly. Her name's Kelly Herron. She's a 36-year-old from Washington, over by Seattle, and she was out running last week training for a marathon. About 4 miles into her run, she just stopped at a public restroom to use the bathroom. When she was washing her hands, she said she felt that something just wasn't right. That's when she turned around and came face to face with Gary Steiner. Gary's a 40-year-old with a record of sexual assault, and he was there to do it again. She says he immediately took her to the ground, and that's when it really became a fight. She screamed, "Not today, motherfucker," and that became her battle cry throughout this ordeal, repeatedly screaming at this guy. As they wrestled around for a while, it came to her that this does not have to be a fair fight. And she'd also recently taken some self-defense class. All of that came flooding back. Sure, scratching the eyes, knife hands to the side of the head. She was able to break free from this guy and make it outside the bathroom, where with the help of a passerby, they locked up that bathroom door and called police. She posted photos after this ordeal to Instagram. It shows the stitches and the damage that she took during the scuffle. It also shows a GPS map of her activities before, during, and after this ordeal. The thing I love about this woman, though, this is not going to slow her down. She says she feels empowered, and she's going to keep training for that marathon coming up this summer. Kelly really is a badass. And as far as that Steiner piece of shit, he is in jail, $750,000 bail. But honestly, I hope this guy never gets out. He can fucking rot. Well, that wraps that one up. Kind of a sad tale with a happy ending. Let's move on to something else. This next story is something that's everywhere out there. It's about how we're here bracing for the next winter storm. I'm personally shocked. We've seen temps as high as 64 degrees and down as low as 8 this month alone. That's in the last 13 days. And now tonight into tomorrow, we're supposed to see a pretty mega storm come. It looks like where I'm at, they're calling for anywhere from 6 inches to 2 feet worth of snow being dumped overnight and into Wednesday. This just has people freaking out. Now, here's some photos of the shelves at Walmart. Empty. It looks like they've been plundered, right? Even Walmart can't keep up with the demand for your basics, your bread, your meat, your milk. And to hear people talk, you'd think we'd never saw anything like this before. It's Snowmageddon. Oh my God. But if you really look at it, it's not going to be that bad. By Thursday, we're going to be above freezing. Saturday, we're going to be in the mid-40s and raining. As far out as I can see on the 10-day, we're not going to go below freezing again during the day. And just always remember, it could be worse. Like here's a picture of a Jeep they just found out in California. That's on Interstate 80 between Reno and Sacramento. California Highway Patrol says it is empty, and it looks like it was probably left there during the first snowstorm and got buried. It is under 20 feet of snow now. You gotta wonder what the owners think of that one. Or how about this? This is called Snow Canyon. It's in Japan. This is after they dug it out. And it snows so bad there, they don't even try to plow that area in the winter. They receive an average of 460 inches per year. With drifting, it piles up to over 60 feet deep. According to Justin Noble, who wrote the piece I'm getting a lot of this information from, the road crew laughed when they heard that New York City schools shut down because of 9 inches of snow. The driver he was talking to said, "We get that in a night. We have it cleared by 6 o'clock in the morning." Snow Canyon is a bit more remote than the town he was talking about, and it's not so well used of a pass. So they let it totally get buried in the winter. Early in March, they do send a bulldozer up there equipped with GPS and a sat phone, which will give them a good pinpoint idea of where the road is underneath them, 60 feet down. And that's where they start. They start cutting a path from up top all the way down. Takes a whole crew of bulldozers to clear this place. Once they get down to around 6 feet, they send in the big old snowblower. There's an HTR 608. The 608 is 608 horsepower in just the blower unit. This thing can throw snow 60 feet up and 150 feet out. That's a hell of a blower. The author of this article pondered, with the need for such heavy equipment, you have to wonder if the snow ever became too much for these. And that's when he asked the same driver, Tanaka, I'm not sure, if the kids ever get a snow day. His simple answer was no. I guess the moral here is count your blessings. You could be living there. If you've watched any of my videos, you might know the other week I was discussing an epic Dine and Dash. It happened in Spain. It was when 120 people celebrating a baptism skipped out on a $2,300 bill. Some sources say they even did the Congo out the door. I can't verify that. I read it in one paper out of the multiple sources I have. Well, that crew's been linked with yet another, bigger Dine and Dash. This happened at a restaurant 6 miles away. They had put down €1,000, about $1,300, towards a 160-member wedding party. They had their meal at the Rincon de Pepe. Rincon de Pepin. I'm not good with other languages. In nearby Ponferrada, Spain. Throughout the party, they consumed about $10,600 worth of food and drink. They used the excuse they were going to go outside and set off some celebratory fireworks to brighten the mood, and they disappeared. All 160 of them skipped out on this $10,000 bill. Of course, this was reported to the police, and they have found 2 of the ringleaders. They found them from photos posted on Facebook. They do have 2 of them in custody, and they are working to definitively connect these guys to the other group. They believe they're all one and the same. But this is going to be a case of felony Dine and Dash. I mean, yeah, that just became a thing. For my last little tidbit here, 24/7 Wall Street just published a list of the 25 worst ranked beers. Really, all in all, the list isn't that shocking. It's a lot of light beers, a lot of ice beers. Old E made it. All the beers that are on this list are sold only by 2 companies, though. They're sold by Anheuser-Busch InBev and Molson Coors Brewing, which are the 2 biggest beer manufacturers in America. They own 70% of the market share. And it's funny to see the top 2 selling beers in America are on this list. That's Bud Light and Coors Light. Mick Ultra and Miller Lite, another 2 popular beers, are also on this list. The number 1 worst, won't be a surprise, it's Natty Light, and that has 1.86 stars out of 5. Number 25 did surprise me a little bit, though. It was O'Doul's non-alcoholic beer. That was able to get a 2.31 star out of 5. If you want to look at the list, it's in the description. Go ahead and check it out. That's going to wrap it up for my show. If you like what I do, go ahead and share me with your friends. There's plenty to go around. Give me a subscribe. That'd really help me out. I do this Monday through Friday. My videos are usually up by 6 o'clock at night, so make sure to come back and check me out. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.